Hello and welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to close out the Sun Empire deck. It's I There are only a few more changes left, so I'm not going to do another revenge playthrough. I guess there are a few choice how would you say this? A few optional choices you can make to suit your playstyle. But for now that's not right. First I'm gonna set it back to the original deck. Now, I basically one choice, one change is to really add the fourth drover because we really are dependent on getting our early acceleration. So aside from that, you also notice that a lot of our threats, it's not just about our opponent being able to counter them, but our opponent being able to deal with them. So one thing that's going to change is first we're gonna drop a few of our one-offs. Savage Stomp's gonna go. Samut, I could never think of a situation where she was needed, so she's gotta go. 2 copies of Fight with Fire is okay. I guess I could drop 1 copy of Llanowar Elves. I think in conjunction with the fourth drover, this might be a bit excessive already. Then what we're gonna add are copies of Blossoming Defense. Very simple trick. 1 green mana, +2/+2, and most importantly, hexproof. So we're gonna start with 1 in the board instead of the Savage Stomp. You have to remember our creatures are going into combat, so they don't need to be direct removal themselves. Sometimes combat is enough to be removal. So let's see what else. We could okay, let's change this to a full 3.0. Then we'll do a quick analysis. I've not been quite satisfied with the way the mana is going, but let's take a look at it. Yeah, because our mana distribution is mostly green. Well, that's fair. Most of our cards are quite green. I guess what we can do is we can drop 1 Drover and replace it with 1 Otepec Hunt Master. That's unfortunately all our Ram spells are green. We didn't put much in the way of, and now that we added Blossoming Defenses, it's gonna be even more green at this point. I guess with that in mind, let's see. Because we run the risk of not getting a timely red source, and it's not, and the red source is actually goes a longer way than just some dinosaurs. So unclaimed territory is not a great fit here. Sure, there'll be times where it's great, but you have to remember our forerunner of the empire is a human, not a dinosaur. Otepec Hunt Master, human, not a dinosaur. We could just name human too, but that doesn't help our braids, our lightning strikes, and our potential sideboard. So with that, probably the best solution we can do is just put in Evolving Wilds. Well, we could put Evolving Wilds. There is another strat. Okay, I'm gonna just put the Evolving Wilds here for now, just to get an idea what the mana base will look like. I'm still gonna let's see if we might have to cut down a mountain, add a forest that way. Let's see what happens to the mana base. But there's another thing we can do while Kaladesh is still here. Okay, that looks a bit more reasonable. The other plan we can do is we can shift to the energy plan. And I really need to be careful I press enter. It's been adding cards that aren't necessary. So let's just look at what are those red and green. So another thing we could do is we can create red green energy. Basically we have what we have is some Aether Hub. That's land that comes into play with 1 energy, and if you spend an energy you can tap it to produce 1 mana of any color. We can sub some of our removal with Harness Lightning, so because that generates 3 energy. It's unfortunate we don't have Attune to Aether available, because that's a good way to get 2 energy and fix your land. However, that's not available. It's banned in standard. Long Tusk Hubs produce energy. Servant of the Conduit would be another way. Would be a way to replace Drover or even just the Llanowar Elves in the sideboard. But that's one way to help both our energy situation, and actually we can even get High Spire Infusion as a threat. It adds energy too. The problem with that is if we're only using energy to fix our mana base, it's not exciting. The but as you notice, there are a decent number of red and green energy cards, and if you're willing to splash blue, it's possible that we can just remake Teamer Energy. That's a completely different deck, but as you can see, we do have issues with with our mana base. It is one way to solve the problems, solve some of these problems. That's one thing to consider. So, but for the time being, I'm willing to close this deck as is. I'm guessing there could be some more improvement in the upper base. Definitely for 3.0, I want Ripjaw Raptor. It's not just that it's a draw card. It's also simply 5 toughness. It goes a long way with that. So that's gonna be how our deck's gonna look like. So just to run a quick analysis on how that goes. Otherwise, I'm somewhat happy with it. We still have problems in top decking, so this deck pretty much functions on getting everything, having a very good early game. So you have to mulligan aggressively. We did not consider playing the low end dinosaurs like rap like the hatchling and whatnot. While Fatal Push is still in the meta, probably not a good idea. But that's it for this deck. And let's get a quick overview in the visual. So if you liked what you see, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will produce we will go through one more deck. I'll be honest, it's gonna be Golgari Exploration. I'm not happy with it. It's even with the changes, it still has a big A and B problem. I'll go over it a little bit more in fact, before I went over the Sun Empire deck, I went with that one, and it was really bad. I did get one idea. It's probably gonna change the deck drastically, but it's worth a shot. So maybe tune in for then. So again, hope to see you guys again soon. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys again next time.